We've sat here for a moment after stomping with Tara Mantra. Visualize that far from space there arrives Guru Rinpoche and comes in front of you. You can visualize him like he's usually seen in art, sitting on a lotus, or you can see him sitting on a chair. And through visualizing him, through the visualization of his image, there is energy. There are blessings. It's as if there is light radiating from him to you. And with the light come the blessings. In your mind, you can chant Namo Guru Rinpoche, Namo Guru Padmasambhava, to show your love and devotion and your commitment to the Dharma. You show to him who you are and where you come from, with what kind of intentions. After you've chanted the mantra a little bit, you can let go of the mantra and just feel him. And feeling him means being actively with him. Just like you're actively when you have tea or coffee with a friend, you are not passive or distant or removed from your friend. You're actively present, paying attention, listening, feeling, hearing. Anybody, anyone who has ever attained emptiness or light body in history, whether it was yesterday or million years ago, that person transcends place and time and their limitations. And this is the reason why Guru Rinpoche, although he lived in his life as Guru Rinpoche about 1200 years ago, is still available to us. In that way, Mahasiddhas are timeless. And in that way, their presence, their blessings are available to us. It's a real living master, as you can feel. When you spend time with Guru Rinpoche or any other Mahasiddha, more and more spend time with them, in tune with them, practicing Guru Yoga, you will quite quickly understand and realize that you get benefits that you do not get from spending with normal people. This becomes very obvious when we stay in tune with him or any other guru. That's the transmission that helps us. And that doesn't cost us anything except our love, devotion, and you could say effort. But if it feels effortful, if it feels hard and heavy to reach to somebody like Guru Rinpoche to receive their help, I would say that then you should look into your motivation to practice the Dharma. Because, like I often say, if you suffer, if you're in existential pain, real felt pain, from one day to the other, then you do no matter what for that pain to end. And in that sense, Guru Yoga, Dharma practice in general, you have the motivation to do that, so it doesn't feel like a task or a burden that feels heavy, something that you have to do. You want to do it if you suffer. Yesterday evening, at the dinner table, there was little discussion about building a relationship with Guru Rinpoche or any other Mahasiddha, that it is similar in the beginning, just like in any other relationship or friendship. You have to build it. It's not instantly like, oh, Guru Rinpoche, I love, I adore you, I do everything. It's not like that in the beginning. It's kind of, we would feel weird if we met people like that, who are immediately all over the place. Immediately, so kind of not having boundaries. This is commonsensical. So those in the beginning of practice, whether it is Guru Rinpoche, Yeshama, Babaji, Mataji, take your time. Get to know them. Get to know their energy, their personal characteristics as enlightened beings, as enlightened masters. Get to know them with time. And they won't tell you about their, worries or problems or anything like that. That getting to know, that connection is always about Dharma, always about the recognition of your reality, reality in you, reality in us. It's always about that. So as Dharma practitioners, we really have a lot to gain from this friendship, from this relationship with the Gurus. And I've spoken about loving devotion on this retreat. It comes by itself. Because when you experience time after time that, the immense gift that masters give us when we ask for the blessings, for the help, when you get it, when you really feel that you're lifted from the swamp of samsaric, self-based, problematic, negative mind, this is something special. Nobody else except masters can do this. And that is the factor, understanding that, where that commitment, devotion, love, dedication comes from. This is also commonsensical. Masters of Dharma have that kind of special knowledge. It is similar to, there are stories of people who have been very ill and had very great hardship with illness. And then they met some doctor, a specialist, who was able to save their lives. And people have that kind of love and devotion towards, for example, doctors. Some doctors. It is very similar, if not the same. I've heard people who have been saved by doctors from their illnesses to have that attitude that, ask me anything and I will return your gift. Yesterday we were also talking about a month ago or so, in one of the sessions that I taught, I gave White Tara empowerment. And as a return for the empowerment, I asked the group of 20 or so people to return my favor for them in doing 5 good actions to others. 5 good actions, and I didn't really expand on it, what kind of actions those should be, because it's easy to understand that if you're asked to do 5 actions for other people who you don't know, people automatically know to buy a lunch for somebody who needs it, give some money to somebody who needs it, help those in need, people, animals. So I left it up to them to decide what their 5 actions would be. So that kind of view is very important. And also, if you're coming from that I phrased it on this retreat, familiar sense of me, if it's coming from a place of genuine love, there is when you do a service to somebody, when you buy a lunch, you just buy it. In Japan, there is this word intoku, which means hidden virtue, like secretly done virtuous actions. I could tell you awesome examples of this from people who I've known there. But the idea is that when you do good actions, you're not waiting to be thanked. You kind of even want to keep it hidden, and you don't want to reveal who did it. Do you understand? It's an interesting concept, kind of incredible beauty in that you don't stand there when you give the sandwich for the homeless person. You don't stand there, well, I gave you a sandwich, why are you not thanking me? That would sound silly when you express it like that. but doing something and perhaps keeping it secret. Just doing it if it needs to be done. But also, such simple good actions, giving a hand to somebody, whoever who might need it, these are important. They express who we are. I guess people used to be more like that some decades ago, but the way how things are now, I think that this kind of activity has lessened a lot. When there's somebody was just telling me this from US, that there was somebody who was passed out or sleeping in the middle of the street and people just walked over him. So I think that people used to pay a lot more attention to others before. But then when it comes to giving back to the guru or gurus who help you, giving back to the Dharma, that I think it's fitting to say that has given us life. I can personally say that I didn't have much of a life before coming in touch with Dharma, because it was such a mess, because I was so confused. I definitely had pain, and I know that you had also. So good actions are awesome, but then give back to the Dharma. Give back to the gurus by supporting Dharma, supporting Dharmic activities. I talked about bodhisattvic actions. In one session I asked you that if the natural state spoke, what would it say and how would it say? How would it speak? How would it act? What kind of actions it would do? Since we are, as Dharma practitioners, very fortunate in the middle of the samsaric realm, where it is rare to come across with Dharma or anything that helps people with their mental and emotional problems and anguish and delusion. That is the reason why bringing Dharma to others is very important. That is the main bodhisattvic action and duty and responsibility. And bringing Dharma to others doesn't mean that we gotta gather members, we gotta build our church, and we gotta have them sign a membership contract, and we mustn't let them leave. That's nonsense. That's not the way how it should be. But bringing to Dharma to others is to, like I did this gesture that, it's like offering it, putting it on display. Kind of like shops have the windows, and there they have the products, what they sell. Kind of like that, just putting it on display. Perhaps meditating in public, meditating as a group in public, going to the local yoga fair, arranging a course or a retreat and putting postures on display in different places. Something like that. Supporting the Dharma, showing people that such thing exists. That's a big one in the West, because people don't know about Dharma. People don't know about Dharma. That's a huge, like when you start thinking about it. People don't know about yogis. People know about people who do hatha yoga postures. Then they know about priests that are, you know, usually related to religious beliefs. So you have to believe in order to something like this. Then there are psychologists, like a secular view of psychology and therapy. And then there are doctors. But people don't have the concept in the West of yoga, like the yoga we do, and yogis, and yoginis, of course. When I say yogis, it means both genders, including. So that's a huge. So, you know, I feel that, you know, especially when we are Mahayana practitioners and we have the motivation to, you know, the first bodhisattva vow is, I vow to liberate all sentient beings. It means the sentient beings in our own mind stream and sentient beings in the mind streams of all beings. It means everybody included, everybody's minds included, and being there for all sentient beings until it's done. That vow, I just said that, you know, not signing membership papers. But when you take that vow, in its full meaning, it means doing it for endless lives. Just like the masters are doing and have done through ages. But if that scares you at this moment, when I say it like that, don't worry about it. You know, but the way I see it, when I've, you know, grown with bodhisattva vows the past 20 years, I understand that, you know, I'm committed. I feel like I'm committed to, of course, in this life, my students and my Sangha, the Dharma work we have, but that it also means many, countless future lives, focusing on that. And just, how do you say, offering a helping hand to those who are ready. Okay, so that's another version of sabotage in Rainbow Body Yoga. We were practicing, started to do Guru Yoga, and then it just got out of hand. But this is definitely, you know, if you listen, if you spend a lot of time with Guru Rinpoche or any other Mahasiddha, you will start understanding that it's not only about my well-being or spiritual realization. Me as a practitioner and devotee who turns to Guru Rinpoche, it's not only about me. You start realizing that, okay, we're all included. And that's where the whole bodhisattva concept comes from. Understanding that we're all connected. And when this, directly how this relates to Tantra is that, you know, you can read from books, you have heard me say it many times, that we have hundreds of thousands of nadis. I think that, you know, the number of hair we have on our heads is something like 150,000 hairs. Around there, if I remember correctly from Wikipedia, when I checked it a few years ago. But it's kind of like it's a weird idea, but if you think that hair grew from all over your body with the same density, that's pretty much the amount of nadis we have. So it's easily over a million, maybe like 1.5 million, 2 million, something like this. But a lot of nadis. But those nadis, they don't stop at the edge of the aura. They continue outwards. And where do they go? To your nadis. My nadis go to yours. Your nadis goes to, my nadis go to yours, to people I know, people I have karmic connections with, from this life, from thousands of past lives. And you have exactly the same. You are connected through your nadis to thousands and thousands and thousands of individuals. And that's where the idea of bodhisattvahood comes from, that we are all in this together. And that's how you are actually connected with all sentient beings. It's a massive, massive web of connections. And once again, just to remind you, I'm talking about nadis, talking about how the subtle body and subtle system is. You don't have to believe me. You can sit, meditate, do practices and find out yourself whether it's like that or not. But that's where the whole bodhisattva idea and bodhisattva vow comes from. You kind of, as a being, as a spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, when you take the vow, you willingly put yourself in a position where you said that, okay, I want to grow up. I want to grow up and become like an adult or mature as a being, emotionally, spiritually. And that's what the masters of all times have done. Just applying the principle that is there, expressing the principle. And when you take that vow, I vow to liberate all sentient beings. I have the motivation to become a fully enlightened Siddha, Buddha, so that I can be of service and help all sentient beings. This is like a rebellion, sounds maybe a bit funny, but it's kind of like a rebellion against self-centeredness and ignorance. Like a silent rebellion. Like understanding that, okay, if we truly want to help others and even try to make the world a better place, there are all these ways to do it, like education, giving people homes and all that. But the most profound way of doing that is to help others existentially, dharmically. Because they won't become free of suffering until their minds are liberated. And we won't become free of suffering until our minds are liberated. It's obvious for us, isn't it? If our minds are murky and we are reacting like we have an anchor of me, I, mine, it feels awful. If it just keeps hitting that anchor, that self-centeredness, we feel awful. That's suffering. You're contracted and you have tightness in your belly. you have aches and pains all over your body heats up, your face becomes red when you're angry, and so on. Yeah, I think it's beautiful what we have here. And it's extremely beautiful to think that all beings have Buddha nature. All beings have that same, of course, I phrased it on this retreat, familiar sense of me. Everybody has familiar sense of me. But it's more or less, probably more covered from person, him or herself. It's secret. It's a secret to oneself. But here we are uncovering that secret. So coming from this understanding, from this place of gratitude and appreciation, Namo Guru Rinpoche, Namo Guru Rinpoche, Namo Guru Padmasambhava. I'm bowing at your feet. I'm bowing to the masters before you, your masters. I'm bowing to Dharma. I'm bowing to the Buddha, awakened mind, awakened heart in all beings. And I'm bowing to the Sangha, a community of practitioners, our own Sangha, all Sanghas, all Dharma practitioners that create a larger community. Or create a large, massive web of light. With love and gratitude, I bow my head. With love, I am inviting the blessings of Yeshema, Yeshe Tsogyal, Guru Rinpoche's main student who became a master on her own right, fully attained rainbow body, light body master, Yeshema, Guru Mother. Shower us with your blessings, support us. And with your blessings, please lift us from our karma, from our habit patterns. For the sake of all sentient beings. Voitko Mia laittaa tuo ikkuna kiinni? Kiitos. And then I am inviting the blessings of White Tara again, Yeshe Tsogyal in the form, in the energy of White Tara. You can just feel the energy of White Tara or visualize if you want to visualize. And let's do combing practice. Beginning mantras with combing, couple of minutes, and then tapping several minutes. So you can chant Abba, Hu, Tare, Tutare, Ture, So, Ha in your own voice, in your own rhythm. Cover the whole aura, also the edges. Let's begin. Abahu tare tutare ture soha. 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 Abahu tare tutare soha. Abahu tare tutare ture 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 soha. Abahutare tutare ture soa, abahutare tutare ture soa, are tutare ture soa, abahutare ture soa, abahutare tutare ture soa, abahutare tutare ture soa. Tare tu re so abau tare tu re so abau tare tu re so abau tare tu re so tare tu re so tare tu re so tare tu re so abau tare tu re so abau tare tu re so tare tu re so abau tare tu re so abau tare tu re so tare tu re so abau tare tu re so abau tare tu re so tare tu re so abau tare tu re so abau tare tu re so tare tu re so abau tare tu re so abau tare tu re so tare tu re so abau tare tu re so abau tare tu re so tare tu re so abau tare tu re so abau tare tu re so tare tu re so abau 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 tare tu re so tu re so abau tare tu re so tare tu re so abau tare tu re so abau tare so abau tare tu re so abau tare tu re so tare tu re so abau tare tu re so abau tare tu re so abau tare abau tare tu re so abau tare tu re so abau tare tu re so tare tu re so a tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a u tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a tare tu re so a ma u 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 tare tu re so a tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re ma u tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a ma u tare tu re so a tare tu re so a ma u 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 tare tu re ma u tare tu re so a 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 To enhance the recognition, the experience, visualize in the place of your own body, the body of white Tara. Milk white skin, female body obviously, long hair, crown with jewels on the head, bracelets in the wrists with jewels, anklets with jewels in the ankles. You can visualize being naked, or if you prefer, with some clothing, some beautiful clothing, decorated with embroidery of any color. Feel that you are white Tara. Feel what that described visualization, what it does, how it feels like. Sitting on a rainbow-colored lotus, large big lotus. The petals of the lotus are different colors, rainbow colors. And you can visualize your aura full of flowers of different colors, rainbow colors. White, yellow, green, pink, red, blue, light blue. The whole aura full of growing flowers, like a flower garden. And growing even beyond the edge of the aura. From the lotus you're sitting on, there is like a large trunk or a large stem that grows downwards. You can just imagine that it extends several meters down. Feel what it's like to be Tara. Feminine deity of love and compassion, kindness and goodness. How does it feel in the deep in your heart? If you feel this soft, very sweet, uplifting energy that makes you want to smile, makes you feel elated and happy, that's it, that's Tara. What is the softness of Tara like? How is the loving nature of Tara like? How is the sweetness of Tara like? How is the groundedness of Tara like? How is the sobriety of Tara like? Let's take it even a little bit further, enhance it more. So now it feels like we are sitting here and imagining ourselves as Tara, that there is me who is imagining myself as Tara. So there is two things, me and Tara. Let's try to get to only Tara. So with utmost love, like singing a love song, whisper Tara, 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 Tara. Taraji, 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 Taraji. Stay with it. Lie down.